There we go. All right. I guess I'm live now. Did I lose whoever was here waiting for me? Think so. Okay. Well, I will go through what I have planned. Hopefully, I can see my computer screen from where I'll sit, seeing if you come back. Um, have a comfortable seat and welcome if you're watching this on the recording. I'm still sipping my coffee per usual and still getting accustomed to being awake. Not sure if you slept well or not, but usually the full moon has a tendency to keep us awake. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light here on me. So yeah, we had a powerful night sky last night. Let me just shoot this text back. Apparently, all of us are a little challenged with the technology these days. Okay. So that happens when you get old. So have a seat comfortably. I have 2 blankets underneath my hips. I'm going to tilt my pelvis a little bit forward so the spine sits upright with less effort, more ease. And just start to tune into the breath. You can settle the gaze down at the floor. If it's comfortable for you, go ahead and close the eyes down. Deepen into the moment by expanding through the ribs. Start to take note of what's here with you on the mat today. Feel guided to release the areas that you hold tension in and let the breath find them. So, we breathe fully into our lungs, into our ribs, into the respiratory system, but then we can take the prana, the life force, through the entire body, through all different channels, all different nadis. So when you close your eyes, open up to explore where the breath can meet the area of tension and tightening, and then access what that means for you. Maybe it's just a physical thing of I hold my shoulders up into my neck and I can soften them down. Maybe it's something deep in the belly and there's like a lot of digestion issues. There's so many connections between the mind and the body. So when you close your eyes and tune in with the intention to find it, you can receive some information. But then also look at how you've been feeling the past couple days. When we have a full moon and that full illumination, that energy pulls at our deepest, darkest places. And so in Taurus, it's really a nice opportunity to look at, how we address who we are and to be really confident and grounded and rooted in that person. So we look also to the opposing sun sign, which is Scorpio. And then what makes an eclipse are the 2 nodes, the north and south nodes, where the moon and the sun orbits are connecting at both places. So that's what creates the eclipse. But those are energetic vortexes within the night sky. And so they're in Gemini and Sagittarius. But really what's cool about them, outside of creating this beautiful vision of the eclipse, is that the south node, which is in Sagittarius, is about how society can release, transform. So those energies we look towards, which Sagittarius is really about expansion, right? Learning from each other by really listening to how different we are. I think society can really use that shift. And then the north node is in Gemini, and the north node is really about what direction society can go to, where we're going, right? So with Gemini, that's really, again, expansive in communicating and learning from each other. So this power in the night sky really is supporting our shift into creating a more equitable world. And I mean, how wonderful is that? So draw your hands together in front of your heart and feel when the hands press gently toward one another, that the shoulder blades also come toward one another, and that you can feel your center line of energy, the Shushumna. Let it be open into the earth below you and the universe above you, and feel that you can let that flow be open and free and clear. So maybe a visualization to that is helpful, to see light beaming unobstructed through your whole body. And again, maintaining your breath. So when these energies all come together, it's helping us to, like all moon cycles, right? Like all cosmic energies, learn about ourselves. And that's what yoga is about, right? Learning about ourselves. And so we can bring this all together to tap into our inner wisdom and to really find our center again and again. Taurus is an earth sign, right? So really grounded at our center. And of course, life is always changing and we get tossed around a bit and we can lose our center or lose our footing or lose our stance. And so this is a nice opportunity to remember who we are. So some of the low frequencies would be like Gemini and Sagittarius are overthinking, right? Sagittarius overthinking is really righteous, like really stuck in your one way, one pointed vision. And so we want to look at where we do that, right? And I think a lot of what is happening in our culture right now is that we don't want to lose our own perceptions to see the other side. And that's really the work that we're doing, right? We have to break cycles and systems down so that we can find ways of creating a place that everybody has what they need. So that would be the high side of that, seeing the full picture. And then low signs of Taurus can be really attached to our possessions. Taurus and Scorpio have different ways of looking at the resources that we have, right? So Taurus is tangible resources, what I have, what I own, what I acquire, and the financial aspects, the monetary things. And Scorpio is more about the inner stuff, like how much time I have to be in contemplation with spirit and that inner journey of knowing and connecting to source. So when those low frequencies or in the low frequencies of those signs, it's really being attached to our resources and, attaching our worth to them. So it feel like you're always looking at your bank account and living in that scarcity. And when we live in that scarcity, then we're not open to seeing other viewpoints or other people's opinions or even allowing ourselves to enjoy what we already have, right? So think about all of those things for you, how you've been feeling recently, and I'll try to remember to pull this through again as we move the body, and remembering that our yoga practice is really about learning how to take these things off the mat and see the triggers, see how we are in our own patterns. So if you aren't sitting comfortably, shift again, feel the breath, just absorb that information. I threw a lot at you very quickly, which I see the clock, it hasn't actually been quick. And set an intention around opening to the inner wisdom, enjoying who you are in the moment, in this person, in this present day, and opening up to listen to other people, to work towards the gratitude, the love, and the compassion, and the empathy, so that we're not reactive in our anger and resentments and, the shame and the guilt, so that we can be our strongest and best selves to do the hard work. Take a moment to send that out into the universe. And then release the hands and open the eyes. Let's take the left hand out to the side and stretch the right arm out and up. Take a big breath in to reach straight through the right arm and bend into the left arm. On your inhale, open your chest a little bit more, right shoulder blade squeezing into the spine. Roll the right wrist. You might hear my wrist crack and such. And then flick the fingers. That's just energy moving. Big breath in, stretch and reach. What are you reaching towards? And then exhale, bend in a little bit more. On your inhale, come back up to center and then twist to the left. Take the right hand outside the left knee, or I like it up to my hip a little bit to heavy the shoulder. Hug the ribs tight, sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, unwrap your twist, reach up. Clasp the hands, flip the palms, and stretch from your hips to your palms. You can wiggle side to side or gently circle around, being cautious, right? Sometimes there's stickiness around the solar plexus area because that is our powerhouse of identity and authenticity, and we often wear a lot of masks and protect our truest self out of fear. So really feel the hug of the bottom ribs in as your way of maintaining your power. On the exhale, right hand's going to come down. Left arm stretches and reaches. Big breath in. Exhale, bend the right elbow, stretching more to the side. Trying to open your chest more to the sky as well. So left shoulder blade hugs back. Roll the wrist, flick the fingers. Nice full breath. Inhale, come up to center, arms to T, twist to the right. Open left palm, outside the thigh, sit nice and tall, squeeze the ribs in, heavy the shoulders down, big breath. Inhale, come back to center, reach up, look up, and exhale, come over your legs into tabletop. Take 3 rounds of cow and cat. Inhale, drops the belly, arching the back. Feel your hands pull towards your knees for the heart to pull forward. Exhale, flatten the feet, push the floor away, and push your hands forward. Scoop the tail. Really feel the movement of your breath, keeping space and clearing energy through your center. Accessing information of where there's gripping and tension or maybe any discomfort. Come back to center, tuck the toes under, bring the hands a little bit more forward, and then float the knees a little bit. So this hovering tabletop, it's kind of hard to see. I'm in black. I own mostly all black, but my knees are as low as I can comfortably hold them. Belly tone, shoulders plugged in. If you're not feeling the burn in the thighs, sit the hips back another ½ inch or inch. It should be hard. My quads are shaking. Right? So to do this work, to do these things of looking at where we get in patterns or where we stay in the familiar zone or in our own perceived comfy areas, is represented here in the struggle. And so what thought comes up? Do you immediately go, I'm not strong enough. I can't do that. I bet you are. Go ahead and lift the hips. Keep the heels high in your down dog with the knees just a little bit soft. Pressing into the hands firmly. Lift your armpits. Take the shoulder blades down. Heavy the head. Look at the belly button. Squeeze the ribs into the spine. And then press the legs straight. Then without letting the ribs come away from your spine, press your heels back. And I say back, not down, because they probably won't hit the ground. Nor should you try to force that. Right, try not to collapse through the arms and lower into the hyperextension there. So lift the armpits, heavy the head. Take another full breath. And then we'll inhale, walking forward to the front of the mat. If you can't bring legs straight with fingertips on the ground, grab a block. Shift your weight forward so hips are stacked on the heels and press the upper thigh back, which will help lift the tail a little bit, shifting the pelvis forward. Then the spine can get
longer as you hinge and fold. So if the upper back is really rounded, just straighten the spine without hinging more. Try to hinge right at the crease of the hip, heavying the head. Push through the ball mounds of the feet. Feel like you're really pulling the earth into your body. Think of that Taurus energy of strength. Right? When our foundation is strong, then we're more supported to be ourselves. Right? And Taurus energy governs the throat, the neck, the thyroid. That's all self-expression. Right? So when we have a strong foundation, we feel the support, then we're more free to be ourselves. On your inhale, soften the knees with a straight spine. Come all the way up. Reach overhead. Hands to prayer. Into your heart. Come back to your center. Oh, there's a nice light. Why won't it stay like that the whole time? So with the thighs back, hips on heels, let the apex of the sacrum go down just a little bit. Lower belly tones in that action. Bottom ribs pull in. Shoulder blades slide down the back. Throat pulls back. Crown lengthens up. Take one more breath. From pulling into your feet, rise all the way up through the crown. Being that open channel of light. And then inhale, reach out and up. Flip your left palm overhead, grab it with your right hand, and pull your left arm to the right. Bring your head back and your left shoulder blade back. Stretching through the side waistline, the ribs, helping our breath stay open and free. Who am I? Open that up. Inhale, return to center, switch sides, grab the right wrist, pull it over to the left, let your head be neutral, still in line with your arms, right shoulder blade hugging back. Feel the right side, press through your heel, pull up through your hip point, all the way through the side body. Inhale, come back up, soften your knees, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, look forward. And exhale, step to plank pose in the high push-up. Hips in line with shoulders. Throat pulls back. Right? Feel that Taurus energy again. Head and heels stretching away from the lower belly. Bottom ribs plugged in. Feel your power center. Right? When we pull the bottom ribs in, we inflate the back of the waist. We feel the fullness. Again, noticing what conversation shows up. Maybe you can close your eyes, tuning in to the inner wisdom, the inner conversation. Feeling your center. Remember, we want to return to our center again and again. 3 more breaths. Lower the knees, squeeze the shoulder blades into the spine to bend the elbows, lower the hips, and then not the chest. So you land in Cobra Pose. Untuck the toes, push into the tops of the feet. Feel your hands pull back, your heart pull forward, throat pull back to lengthen up through the gaze. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice slow breath. Shake out the head. Feel the gravity pulling from your hips down into your heart, down into your throat, feeding and nourishing your thyroid. The glands in the base of the skull, the pineal gland. Just letting gravity help you out here in this strong inversion. And then look to the front of the mat, step, hop, or walk, forward fold. On your inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come to prayer into your heart. Step into your right foot and keep your left leg straight, but lift your left hip and flex your left foot so it's off the floor. Find a gazing point to help you balance. And then soften the right knee so you're stronger in your muscles. Hinge forward and kick your left leg back slowly. Keeping the left hip facing forward, draw the shoulder blades back. Right? Bend the right knee more. You can always feel the ground, right? Left toes can tap. Like when you feel like you're unstable, oh, there it is. There's the earth. There's my foundation, my strength. And keep bending your right knee. Keep bending the right knee. Reaching back. And then tap the left toes down. Spin the heel to the midline. Inhale the arms out and up for warrior one. Now I can feel my feet are too close on the tightrope, so I'm going to widen my stance. Left toes are facing more forward, so the hip squares forward. Hug the bottom ribs in. Take your right hand to your hip and heavy the right shoulder, and let the energy of your right arm push down so you're really grounded, and then stretch up through the left side, lean to the right. Bring your left hand behind your head, chin into the throat, ribs pull back. Chin and throat pull back, lean back, and more to the right. So you're in control of this sensation. Should feel something really nice and deep and opening through the whole left side in the left psoas, deep in the belly. Maybe a tricep stretch through the waist all the way up through the left side. Take another full breath. Inhale, return to center, both arms overhead. It's comfortable for the palms to touch and look through them. Feel like this is your arrow from your heart straight up to the cosmic energy. Right? Who am I? Why am I here? Inhale, rise up. Exhale, clasp your hands on your right thigh and lean forward and take the shoulders back and down. Leaning into your right knee, pick up the left heel. Look at the floor for balance in a drishti point, a focus point. Bend deeper and see if this left leg can flow up. Flex the left foot, press through the glute to extend the hip, lifting the leg higher. And then cherry on top, push the right leg straight. Warrior three. I like my hands on the thigh. They're pushing into each other to feel that balanced action, helping my spine get long. One more breath. Bend the right knee deeply. Stretch the left toes toward the back of the mat. Spin the heel down, and we'll open to warrior two. So we have a longer stance than warrior one. In my practice, that's how it goes anyway. Right heel to left arch. Left thigh pressing back, hip in line with the heel. Keep the buoyancy of your left knee as it presses straight so it's not hyperextending. And get low into the right knee, right lunge. Crawl your foot more forward. Press that edge so that you're finding your strength and maintaining a sense of ease to it. You're not overextending yourself. That reflects in life when we say yes to too many things. We people please. We put on the mask to be somebody for somebody else that's not authentic to us. And so when we push that edge, think of all of those patterned behaviors. Maybe in the low frequencies of all of these signs involved, we can be very attached to change. So maybe that's our own process of change where we don't appreciate who we are. We're just constantly wanting to be better. I mean, that's not a horrible thing, but it can be stressful. Or we can be very righteous about telling other people how they should change. That really doesn't go over well. So feel the power of this pose with those ideas. All right, we're going to bring the right foot a little bit wider to the right, left foot closer, pivot forward to high lunge. Soften the left knee so the thigh can get vertical or almost vertical. Same thing, right hand to the hip, push down. Inhale, left arm out and up. Scoop the tail, pull the ribs back, lean to the right. Huge breath, huge psoas stretch. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, step to Tadasana, top of the mat. Drop the arms. I'm really liking my fingers coming together. Again, like arrows, finding in line with my ankle bone.
The thighs pull back, let this tail drop a little bit. Belly, ribs hug in, throat and head pull back, arm bones pull back. Find your center. Samastitihi means returning to center, equal stance. And then your arms can stay there. You can bring them up to the heart, send your weight into your left foot. Find your drishti point, lift the right hip to lift the foot and flex the foot off the floor. Bend into the left knee, hinge and start to slowly kick. Keep your balance, right? You can always point your right toes, there's the floor, reinforce. You're always supported, right? Keep bending the left knee to stretch the right foot further back. Where's that support? And then toes hit the floor, heel spins down, inhale the arms open, warrior one. So on this side, I didn't get my right foot as far back as I like for this pose. I'm gonna step it back and maybe even widen your feet. Find your footing for warrior one. Right toes angled, hips square the front of the mat. Left hand to the hip, push it down, heavy the shoulder, hug into the belly, right arm out and up. Behind the head, lean to the left. Feel the right foot push back, the thigh press back, and then lift all the way through the side stretch. Pressing your head back into your hand or forearm helps to not only keep the balanced action of your side stretch, tricep stretch, but also relax the front of the throat. Right? Releasing tension in the front of the throat helps us and our energy of the throat chakra be open. And that open is our voice, our expression of who we are, how we stand up for ourselves and others. Inhale, come up to center. Hands to prayer, look through that again as an arrow to the sky. Right? I'm here. I am listening. Release the hands to your left thigh. Clasp them. Draw the shoulders back and down. Start to pick up the right heel, bringing your weight forward to the left. And then when you're ready, press the right leg up. Ooh. So I don't know about you guys, but oftentimes with the moon and my moon cycle, my sacrum goes out. So my right side's a little iffy today. I really don't want to pick up that leg. Oh, there we go. Okay. Extending through the hip. Feel the hamstring and the heel working to lift the leg, and then press the left leg straight, cherry on top. Keep pressing hands into the thighs or finding what feels good for you in any arm variation. Right, so when we choose an arm variation or a pose variation, just looking at my notes there, we access really what this energy is about, our unique expression. I like to always give that permission. And then bend the left knee, step the right foot farther back, heel spins down, arms come up to T. And then you can readjust. We want to work that edge of strength and power without rigidity. Right? Just think about that for a moment in the systems in place, especially in the US. They're driven by power and this very strong sense of, patriarchy. There's no softness to it. It's very rigid. It's very power hungry and feeding one system, one group. How can we hear and listen to the needs of the whole society so that we all can be accessing the same resources? I think that's what this whole eclipse season really is about, the resources. Let the arms extend out of your heart. Feel the throat pull back, crown lengthen up. And then take the left foot wider, right foot closer. Pivot forward, high lunge, arms overhead. Bend the right knee, scoop the tail, pull the ribs in,
Left hand drops, left shoulder drops, right arm stretches over to the left. Right, so you're in control of your sensation here. The more you lean back, keeping the ribs hugged in, you'll get that deep stretch through the psoas. So play with how much you're leaning back, keeping the right knee bent, right shoulder blade squeezing back. There it is. There's the sensation I needed. Did you find it for yourself? Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, frame your front foot and step back to downward dog. 3 breaths here. All right. One more. Looking to the front of the mat, step on the knees, step the right foot between the hands, pivot to the long edge of the mat, parallel your feet, and make sure your toes are on the same line. Feet are, one foot's not in front of the other. And then bring your weight forward to the ball mounds. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, walking the hands underneath you, or maybe folding drops you right to your elbows. Take this again as an opportunity to heavy the head. Let gravity pull tension away from the hips, out through the crown, down into the feet. And then bring the hands back to the floor. If they're not, walk them forward. Inhale to a flat back. Pull your heels in, angling the toes in a comfortable way to now squat, widening the knees. Bring your elbows into the knees and help widen them. Hug into the belly, relax the shoulders out of the ears. So I'm pretty low, my hips are in line with my knees, but my knees are a little bit more towards each other, toward the midline from my ankles. So I'm gonna bring my feet in closer so that I can bring my feet right underneath my knees. Then we'll take our hands up to the knees and sit a bit taller. Now I feel like they're a little too close. Okay. Keep widening the knees, lifting the tail, pressing both thighs back, and then lift the arms. In our goddess or horse stance, really challenging. Again, what comes up? I'm going to straighten my legs a little bit and then come back down. I needed the break. That's honoring your truth. That's being authentic. Sure, I maybe could have pushed myself there, but that is something for you to determine. Right? That's what this practice is about. Accessing how we feel in a moment and determining what's the best option for us. One more breath. All right, press the legs straight, kick the heels out, big breath in, lifting the heart, and exhale, fold again. Ooh, let that all go. With the right toes angled, crawl toward the right foot, bending into the right knee, and try not to lift the right heel to flex now the left foot up, coming down into Skandasana. Sometimes I have to wiggle the feet to really feel where I can comfortably keep the right heel down. Flexing through the left. Let your right arm slide deep inside the right knee. Right fingertips to the floor. Extend the left arm out and up. Feel the left heel pull toward the right so the back of the knee is buoyant. So try to sit tall in the chest. So I'm Gemini. My energy is very fast moving. I talk very fast. Trying to slow it down a little bit. We don't have that much time, so hopefully I'm not rushing through for you guys. Let's crawl over to the other side. Hands come down to help. Right toes come straight forward, left toes angle, crawl towards it. Wiggle the feet so you can drop your seat nice and low. Left arm stays down, right arm twists out. Feel the right heel pull to the left. Try to sit tall and just take a moment to notice how this side might feel wildly different than the other. Not labeling one good or bad, but noticing differences and accepting them. And then we'll come back to center. Ooh, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Returning to center. And then right toes to the corner of the mat. Crawl around to the right foot. Flex through the left. And see if your body, maybe the hands go behind the thighs, can just softly sit down. And take the right foot in toward the left thigh for Janu Shirshasana, or head to knee. So you might prop the hips up so you're not scooped under and collapsed in the heart. Feel like you have that anterior pelvic tilt. Point the right toes to the left thigh and try and lift the outer heel. Flex the left foot, and we'll take left palm open inside the leg and press together so the right side opens out, and then extend the right arm back. Take a nice big breath to lift the heart. Exhale. Right arm leads the way over to the left leg. Keep pressing the left arm into the leg and reaching the right ribs back, right shoulder blade back, and let the right arm get straight. So you can see, like, the full expression of this pose would be both of my hands attached to my left foot and revolving my chest open to you guys, to the camera. And so this is my deepest expression, because if I come any more, my arm's going to start to bend, right? I get like loose energy. So feel that expression of the arrow out of the hip, out of your heart. Again, what are you reaching towards? What do you want to reach towards? How can you be involved in listening and creating a better, equitable world? You might close your eyes and just contemplate that for another breath. And then look down. Right hand comes toward the left foot, toward the mat. Heavy the right shoulder, square your shoulders. Take the left hand up, take it back behind your hip, fingertips back, and feel your hands kind of help pull your rib cage around to the left leg. And then left hand can push. Right hand might grab the big toe or any outside shin or thigh, wherever, so that you can sit tall, pull the chin, bottom ribs, shoulder blades to the spine, and exhale, hinge over the leg. Legs are still active. They're still our foundation, right? And the legs are the foundation here to reach through the heart. I feel like the heart is reaching through to the big toe, and then the head is in line with the knee. Again, head to knee pose. This gives us a nice deep stretch through the lower right side of the spine and the QL muscle there. Belly pulls back, support your spine. Close your eyes, take 2 deep breaths. Who am I? How did I become this person? And what is my own cycle of limitation? Inhale, rise up. We'll just switch sides here. So bring left hand inside the knee to bend the knee. I'm going to shift myself so my right leg straight on the mat. Point the left toes to the right thigh, lean forward, tilt the pelvis forward, prop them up if you need to. Left toes point, outer heel lifts. Crawl around. Oh no, we did this one first. Right palm open, press inside your leg to reach left ribs back, left arm back. Big breath in, sit tall, throat and chin pull back. So the head's not forward, it's in line. And then left arm leads the way up, then over to the right, sliding your arm down the leg. Keep pressing into yourself. Find that balanced action. Left arm nice and straight. Again, what are we reaching towards? An equitable world. Left shoulder blade hugs in to keep opening the twist. Legs are strong foundation. And then look down, feel the left hand stretch toward the right foot. Come around to the ground. Heavy the shoulder. Right arm comes up and around back. Right shoulder pulls back, right ribs pull back, right hand pushes back. And then left hand can grab the foot or the leg. Feel your right hand push, left hand pull. Chin, bottom ribs, shoulder blades squeeze into the spine to sit a bit taller. Reaching head to knee, heart to big toe. Right, so if we drop our head to the knee and the heart collapses toward the floor, it's in line with the inner thigh, but the energy of it is forward. Close the eyes. 3 more breaths. Again, low sides of the node signs in this energy is Gemini and Sagittarius. The low vibrations of Gemini, again, are judgmental. I already said I was Gemini. I'm in that low frequency. I catch myself there a lot. Judgmental. A lot of our judgments on others are the fear of others that judge us, the fears of people judging us. So where does that come up for you? Low sides of Sagittarius, again, are losing faith in the big picture, in source energy, in spirit and God. I think we can all align with that. And being stuck in our own, contemplative mind rabbit holes. I think we can, again, all relate to that. So what kinds of situations put you down in that spiral? Inhale, rise up. Let the right hand come around to bend your knee. Bring both legs straight forward. Give yourself a moment to just return to center. Shake it out a little bit. Chakra, I'm going to go longer than I expected. So let's come into bridge pose to open the heart. Come onto your back. Here's where my sacrum gets really uncomfortable, so bear with me. But feet close to the hips. Work one shoulder blade, then the other, down the back. Notice when you do, most likely you created a lumbar curve off the mat. Keep that. Inhale, lift to bridge. You can always slide a block under and rest. Once you're up, arms can help grab the mat and pull towards your feet to lift the ribs, or clasp to get the arms more underneath. The further the arm bone goes to the mat and underneath you, the more vertical the ribs can get. Anchor through the feet, upper arm bone and head. Make sure your neck isn't forced flat on the mat. Lift your chin if it is. Let's take a few more moments here. Close the eyes down, deepen into the inner experience, feeling the earth beneath your feet, arms, and head. As a support now to open hips, bottom ribs, and the heart. How has life restricted your heart energy, your authenticity, your self-confidence? Let that open up here as we create space in the front of the body. When we contract the back of the body, we strengthen into the wisdom gained by experience to help us know who we are. When we do that, we know where we want to go. Releasing the hands to release the hips down. Don't flatten the lower back. And when you get down, just take a moment of pause. Right? This Taurus energy is a nice contemplative place of being who we are, not forcing change, not focusing so much on personal growth, but seeing how far we've come and enjoying this person we are. Bring one knee into the chest, then the other. Rock and roll a little bit. And then bring your feet up to grab the backs of the thighs and let your feet pull you up to sit. And we'll take supported fish. So I like supported fish with 2 blocks, making a T on the mat, middle height, highest height. You can always go lowest height, middle height, or high and high if that's your thing. But make sure your blocks are either equal height or just 1 step up for the head. Don't go 2 steps up. Scoot yourself in. You gotta kind of fudge it to get your bottom corner of your shoulder blades. Get the whole entire medial edge of the shoulder blades onto this block. So I come down to my elbows, work it so I can feel where they are. And then as I lower down, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades into each other to get them, and my head just landed right on that perfectly. So you can always, make what adjustments you need. Feel like once you get there, you can micro adjust, bringing the shoulder blades closer together and down out of the shoulders, out of the neck. And then elbows on the floor, hands on the floor. My lower back is most comfortable with legs wide and long on the mat. You feel your way into where your lower back is the most comfortable. But feel even here, we're letting the pelvis shift forward. Pubic bone is dropping down. And just heavy onto the blocks. Let's just take like 7 deep, slow breaths. Again, close the eyes down. I think I've given you enough information to contemplate. I'll just be quiet here for you. Gently give some tone for the core, support the back, bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor. Bring the elbows in and a little bit back. Lift your head. Scoot one elbow back, then the other, and then press in to get up onto your hands. Coming off the blocks, extend the legs forward. Sit in Tadasana for one nice breath. Return to center. And then get your blocks out of the way. Lay onto the back. Bring the knees in. And we'll take a twist. So both knees drop open to the left. If the lower back gets uncomfortable, bring your feet to the floor and scoot your hips to the right. And then let the knees drop again to the left. Lift your head, look to the right if that's okay. Upper thighs hug gently together and pull back. Relax the shoulders to the mat. Ring out the center line of the body. All the communication that goes through there, physically and energetically. Squeeze the legs together, hug your belly, bring yourself back to center. So my hips are to the right. I'm going to actually take them a little bit more to the left than center. Oh, that's really the bad place on my back right now. Anyway, knees drop to the right. Feel like your back is comfortable, lower back is good. Your hips can go a little bit more left if that's needed. Hug the thighs together, pull them back, and then look over your left arm, your left shoulder. 3 big breaths. Inhale back to center. Release the feet. And then either sliding into Shavasana, or I thought a nice idea if you have the wall space to end in legs up the wall, just to again nourish the throat, the thyroid with an inversion. If you're comfortable with legs up the wall, you can slide a block or a bolster underneath the hips so that the hips are a little bit higher than the heart, just again helping that flow of energy, of fluid, feed the throat. So make yourself comfortable in whatever ending posture. And I will, I'm actually going to sit. So you get comfortable in that final shape for a restful place to release the body's weight, release muscle tone, release tension, restriction. Once the body can get that comfortable and soften into the ground and to heavier weight and release, the mind will follow. So you'll start to release the thoughts and just journey into this very peaceful place, your center. Take a few deep conscious breaths to then release controlling the breath at all. Just being, just be. So the potential we have of all of the high vibrations of these signs is really, again, shifting society to a more equitable place so that everybody has the resources they need, not only within themselves, but to live a life of comfort and safety. Then we can let that inherent worthiness feed us, to be creative, to let our self-expression shine into the world, share our gifts. If you want to repeat after me, I have a few affirmations in line with these energies. I am present. I forgive myself. I am focused on the now. I am worthy. I am ready to pause, to listen, to learn, to accept, and to fight. Start to deepen into your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes
Hi, Georgie boy. Here comes my kitty. Talking. Finding the stretch that you need to come out of the shape that you're in. At the wall, you can bend the knees and let the feet slide down. Hi, buddy. In Shavasana, you can stretch and reach out of your belly, hands and feet. Then hug the knees in, slowly finding your side. Take a pause on your side. Breathe into the lower back. And then come back to this comfortable seat. Drawing the hands to prayer at your heart, closing the eyes down, returning to your center. Through releasing the low sides of Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, this eclipse, we are able to fully integrate their high sides and raise our consciousness. Taurus and Scorpio bring us into the present moment where we can feel grounded and ready to invite in new perspectives Gemini and Sagittarius offer. We feel confident in leaving our comfort zones and know that change is a necessary part of life. We also know that we can rely on ourselves and our power to create any life we want once we detach from the familiar and embrace the unknown, where all our potential lies. Feel these energies, help you release what limits you, and instead be open to growth, learning, and beauty, all while remaining in the present moment. Thank you for joining me today. May you help have this as benefit to move through the rest of the weekend as these energies still affect us. The light in me sees, honors, reflects the light in you. To you I bow. Namaste. All right, Georgie. We gotta go. Turn it off. That was fun. Let's do that again. I'll see you soon.